Good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are. This is LSR Group 2. We are here at Imola for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. We've just started short qualifying and then we're going into a 50% race. We've got 19 drivers in today for qualifying, 20 as the last one will be coming slightly later. As the Aston Martin decides to roll up out of the pit lane, and that's Zoroske. So let me just fix up everything. Spectator menu, telemetry, full track map, detailed tires. Perfect. Alright. A few drivers coming out for their outlaps now. We've got a V-Carb and the other Aston Martin of Balkan Chilgai just behind. Who's that V-Carb? It's Starting. Starting in P16 is also on the outlap, just ahead of the Aston Martin. The Red Bull of Eltomsky is also out on track alongside the two William drivers of Vacant and Eric, Too Fast For You. But let's shift focus over to Zoroske as he goes down to the last two corners before starting a fast lap around the historic, beautiful track of Imola. Opening up the DRS now, going down to 65%, 60% into turn one. Good shift into the corners. Down to 50%. Shit, down to six, then fourth. I really don't know what I'm talking about, but it's a good start. 23.7 for the first sector. Now, what will Strating be able to do? He's invalidated. Strating is invalidated. The Haas is on an outlap. The next car behind is Balkan Chilgai, who set 24.2 in the first sector. Let's shift back to Zoroske. Coming towards the Sector 2 split. Through the quick chicane with the large sausage curbs. As we head down to the last two corners. 5% left on the ERS. Using as much track as he physically can. Zoroske, this is going to be the banker that everyone has to aim for. It's a 14.7. Strating, invalidated. Balkan Chilgai will be the next one to come up. Balkan comes across the line with 15.5. Who's next behind? It will be the Red Bull of... where is he? Eltomsky, who goes second fastest with a 14.9. And then the Mercedes, I believe, is on an outlap. So, and what about the Williams of Eric, Too Fast For You? Eric, Too Fast For You comes across the line, opening up the DRS, 15.4. A 10th ahead of Balkan Chilgai. Who else is on the lap? Let's check Yashran. Going through sector 2. That's not the Haas I'm looking for. Who is it? Kendricks goes with a 15.9. Puts him last at the moment out of all the cars that did lap times. Asian Persuasion, I didn't see that, just came back in. 14.8, just a 10th behind Zoroske. Let's go to one of the McLaren drivers on an outlap. Who else is on the lap? I think Strating is just completing his lap after a failed lap time at the start. Validated just a few thousandths. 30 thousandths of a second ahead of his teammate Asian Persuasion. Strating going into second place. Let's go to Vacant, who's invalidated and goes straight into the pits. Darwizzy will come across the line, use all of his deployment, goes 16.3. And let's see when the McLaren driver of who is Anthony okay? It's just starting a lap. Let's go to Kendricks, who's slow. Trying to figure out. Oh, Tristan! I missed that. Goes with a 14.6 in the Haas, a tenth faster than second place Zoroske. Tristan, last week's winner, gets a fastest lap within the first 6 minutes of the session just starting. 12 minutes left of the short qualifying, I mean. Right. Jae-woon will come across the line. Goes 6th place with a 15.2. Who else is coming across the line? I think everyone else is practically doing their outlaps at the moment. Apart from Avni OK, who is slow. Something has happened to Avni. It is a slow lap. He won't be doing another lap. Let's go to Racing Uncle in the Ferrari, starting his lap. Hasn't set a lap time just yet. It's the only car out at the moment doing a fast lap. Drops down into 6th, goes down to 5th before the Sector 1 split. A 23.7. It is... I don't know how fast it is, but apparently it's purple Sector 1. Using a little bit of the exit curb. Down to Aqua Minerale. The Quicksilver moving out of the way. Down to Sector 2 split. It's a 49.9 cumulative. And for the final 2 corners, Darwizi has retired from the session in the pit lane, I assume. And has left the session as well. Opens up the DRS. Racing Uncle goes 6th place with a 14.9. Not a bad lap at all. Okay, Aero Panda on a lap. Kodamatic just behind on a lap. Mac 10 also on a lap, just started. These 3 drivers have not set a lap time yet as Aero Panda goes off into the gravel, spins around. Not ideal for the Sauber driver at all. And Kodamatic is on the slow lap at the moment. The only driver that has not set a lap time yet and is on the proper one is Mac 10. Mason for president. Who's Mason inside of this lobby? Going for Aqua Minerale. Mac 10. Over Sector 2 split. Going across the sausage curbs of that chicane. As Zoroske goes faster with a 14.7. That is an immense lap from the Aston Martin driver. Mark 10 will come across the line, open up the RS. Where will this lap take him? It's 7th place, not a bad lap time. Well, the other Aston Martin driver of Balkan Chill guy, who is coming across the line, starting a lap. Jeez. Kodamatic is off the track. What has happened to Kodamatic? He's 15th place at the moment with not a proper lap time set at the moment. He will have to get out of the way of the Aston Martin driver who is on the lap. Right. Where do we focus now? Waiting throne. On a lap. Alex's beast is invalidated. Aeropanda still in the pit lane now. Let's focus on waiting throne. How's Panda doing? Panda's just spun around in qualifying at the moment. Waiting throne going into the pits. Right, so let's go back to see who's in... Going... Whoa! It's a crash! Starting! And the Haas driver! It's a 5-place grid penalty for Yashara and Ari. A crash for starting. A crash with the Haas driver. How I've catched that, I have no clue. But it's a crash and Strating has front wing damage. Alright. Let's move to Alex's Beast, who is on a lap at the moment. Hasn't set a lap time yet with 7 minutes to go. Going across the chicanes. The chicane. There's only one of them through there. Going through towards the final corner. Exit the final corner. Using as much track as goes in the pits. That was probably a test lap. Let's go to who is on a lap right now. Let's go to Kendricks, who is slightly down in his lap time and is slow, goes into the pits. Okay, who else is on a lap? Tristan is invalidated. The other Haas driver starting. Altomsky, not on a lap. No one's on a lap at the moment, feels like. Anthony OK is. Ooh, a bit twitchy through Aqua Minerale. Sliding out slightly as well. Going to Sector 2 split, is down in his lap time by 6/10. This is a slower lap than he would want. I'm not surprised if this will be going straight into the pits. He does not, and he will come across the line to finish this lap. It will be a 16.2. It is an improvement, but not by a lot. He was 6/10 down at one point. Right. Let's go and check. Yashar Han, who is up on his lap time, has had a collision with Strating. That will get investigated and will also have a 5-place grid penalty. Comes across line 12th with a 15.2. Oh no, goes up to 8th. That was a bit delayed. I was looking at the timing screen, the top left, top right. So let's go to... who else is like that? Racing Uncle is going straight into the pits. Anthony OK is on another lap again. Slow. Oh wait, no. I just remembered he just finished a lap. Panda, who is on the lap actually, will come across the line. Has a lot of ERS left. It's 16th with a 17.3. Waiting for his invalidated. Alex's Beast hasn't set a lap time yet, but he's on an out lap. And everyone else will be waiting until the final minutes to start their last laps. Alexis Beast will start his lap now. Wait, is Roske on the lap? No, Roske hasn't validated his lap time. Roscoe will have enough time to go back into the pits and put on the fresh air tyres. Or will cool down for this lap and go out again for a fast lap. Alex's Beast is the only fast driver out on track at the moment. Going for Aqua Minerale. How much curb will Alex take? Let's look at him out curb. A bit slow on the exit, but he will get done. Down to the final 2 corners. And Alex will cross. Nope, goes straight into the pits. Swarovski, there's nobody out on full laps at the moment, but Vulcan Chill Guy will come across the line to start a lap. Mark 10 will also be starting a lap. Swarovski starts his lap. Codomatic is on an out lap. We'll focus on Sorosuke to see if he can improve his lap time right now. It's 2 tenths faster than the Haas driver Tristan, who won last week. Can he improve? He has improved. It's 2 tenths by Sorosuke. Oh, and he's had a moment on the exit, and he's on the grass, and he's spun towards the wall. And it's done. That will be his final lap of the session, his first lap of the session. The 14.4 will be his final lap of the session. Slow. A squirrely moment for the Aston Martin driver. Let's move on to another driver who will be completing his lap. It's Mach 10, but he's slow. Yellow flags for the Alpine. Tristan is starting his lap as the Aston Martin driver Volkan Chilgai will come across the line. He doesn't improve by half a tenth. Tristan has started his lap time. This will be one of the guys who will be chasing pole position. Going through. Oh, it's slidey. But he's down, importantly, in the first sector compared to his previous lap time. Taking as much curb on the exit as he can. Will Tristan be able to make it back through sector 2? As Jae-woon in the McLaren has taken pole position provisional. If Tristan can't improve, that's an amazing lap from the McLaren driver with 14.3. Tristan, only minor improvements. 10 thousandths of a second going through the final corners. Comes across the line. It will be fastest. He's gone 4 tenths faster. 14.2. The Haas driver claiming pole position at the moment. El Tomsky, half a tenth down through the first sector. Who else is on the lap? Asian Persuasion. The Aston Martin driver may be impeding slightly, but will come across the line. Where will Asian go? He will go 4th place. It's a 14.6. Who else is on the lap? The other McLaren driver of Avenue OK has started his lap now. The Alpine driver of... It's either Kendricks or Waiting Throne. Kendricks is on the lap. Waiting Throne will be completing his lap. Waiting Throne seems to have gravel in his tyres, and it will be a slow lap. It won't be a lap. It will be a very, very slow lap. Let's go. Who is on the lap right now? Who will be coming across the line to finish his laps? Let's check Aero Panda, who's invalidated, and that'll be his final lap time of the session. Finishes P17 in qualifying. As the Ferrari racing uncle goes off the track, and he's spun into the barriers on the inside. Not ideal at all for the Ferrari driver. As Eric Too Fast For You will come across the line, he will be trying to get to the higher places as he goes 8th place, just ahead of his Williams teammate, who it has invalidated and will not be setting a lap time. Alex's Beast has finally set a lap time in qualifying, finishing 5th at the moment, if nobody else can improve. Avenue OK has invalidated his lap time. He won't be placing higher. Mach 10 is in none, slow lap time. And Yashahan will be coming to the pits. And that will be it for qualifying. Tristan in pole position. Garoon Jamie in the McLaren coming second, just 1 tenth behind. Sorosuke failing to complete his final lap time will be starting 3rd. Asian Persuasion in 4th in the V-Cub with 14.6. Alex's Beast finally setting a lap time in the final moments of qualifying in 5th. El Tomsky in 6th, starting 7th. Racing Uncle 8th after spinning on the exit of the final corner in the gravel. Eric Too Fast For You in 9th. 10th, his teammate Vacant in, and Mach 10 in 11th. So, that is qualifying. The Haas driver on pole, the McLaren in 2nd place. The Aston Martin driver will be reveling after not finishing his final laps. as Strating and Yashahan Ari both have 5-place grid penalties for the race. 13th Vulcan Shilgai, 14th Kendricks, 15th Codomatic, 16th Avenue OK, 17th Darwizi who's left the session, Aeropanda in 18th, Waiting Throne in 19th. And now we will be waiting to get started for the race. It will be a 2-minute pause just to get composed. Let's see what I've been at it multiple times. Oh yeah, it's just live streams. Okay, all good. Right, 2-minute break. Everyone seems to be looking to start on mediums. This is the time to set fuel, change setups if they wanted to, and set a good strategy. It will be important. Strategy is quite a topic here at Imola. You can do a 1-stop, but it is perilous on the tyres. So a 2-stop is also viable for the race. Tristan in chat saying I was 3 tenths down on my first sector. We gathered. I saw. We were watching you for the first sector of that qualifying session. Zaroske fumbled, as he says in quotes, was a 10th up in sector 1, and at the exit of that hairpin just after sector 1 split, completely lost control of the car into the grass. So, what can we expect? Imola is a track with 1 DRS zone, and the only practical overtaking place is the first corner. Luckily, that first corner does come around quickly due to the quick nature of this circuit and the small nature of this circuit, averaging around a 1-minute 20 lap time in race trim. So we will be seeing a lot of DRS overtakes, maybe some strategy here and there. So we will see. It will be an interesting race to unfold. It could be an interesting race, but likewise it could be pretty conventional to say the least. So let's wait. A few drivers seem to be starting on the hards. It will be Mach 10 and Strating as we get away to start the formation lap here at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Let's pop up the tyres. Detail, position change, stops, tyres. So let's go through. Top 9 starting on mediums. Mach 10 and Strating starting on hards, trying an alternative strategy here. Avenue OK starting on hards, and Yashahan Ari with his 5-place grid penalty as well as Strating starting on the hard compound tyres. Both cars with grid penalties will be starting on hards. Interesting. 4 out of the 19 drivers here. No, pretty much 18 at this point because of the fact that Darwizi has left the session. So, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how the alternative strategy pans out for both Mach 10 and Strating. And we'll see how long they can hold out for before maybe a final sprint to the finish line on medium compound tyres. For the rest of these guys, it will be management. Heavy management if they're looking to do the 1-stop. Or a blisteringly fast pace for a 2-stop. But don't forget about safety cars here. Safety cars can happen around Imola. Especially with how much people are being on the grass today and gravel. It could be interesting. Tristan coming towards the final 2 corners to park up at the pole position. As well as 18 other drivers on the grid today. Tristan will have the inside line going into turn 1. Jeroen will be looking to try and get a good start off the line, using slipstream overtake to get into turn 1. Zoroske just lurking behind. Don't forget about Asian and Alex's Beast for the top 5. As the final cars will park up, waiting for the last car to park up onto the line. As well as, well, that's Red Bull driver who's going extremely... Is that Codomatic? It is Codomatic. Right. And we will get underway for round 2 of LSR Group 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we get underway for Imola. It's a decent start for the McLaren. It's going side by side pretty much through the first corner. Gets a brilliant start, the McLaren does. A brilliant start as Tristan will defend to turn 1. Stays in the lead. That was a brilliant start for the McLaren as the V-carb of Asian Persuasion has a small half spin there. Alex's Beast will try to get the rewards out of all that. There's a caution in sector 1. It's Star Wizzy. Oh, it's slow because he's not in the race. So, an intense start. Jeroen had a good start off the line, but conceded what could have been the lead as we go and focus up into first place. It's Eric Too Fast For You in 9th place. Goes past the Aston Martin of Balkan Chill Guy. As we get you down into Aqua Minerale on the exit for the first Sector 1 split. Tristan starting to pull away, almost a full second away from the McLaren driver right now. And will hope to stay that way for the Haas driver. He doesn't want the DRS from the McLaren. No, he doesn't want to give McLaren the DRS as Jeroen gets squirrely on the exit, trying to maintain that below second gap. Zoroske not too far behind. Going through the first sequence of corners. Zoroske is pouncing on the McLaren driver. Desperately, after reveling on his lap. The missed out lap. Asian just behind. Going through the fast corners. We'll have to wait for the next lap at turn 1 to go for the potential overtake. Doesn't have that much ERS to do so. Jeroen, I can't see his ERS because the race strategy that's saying a 2-stop or a 3-stop, which nobody is going to go for, is at a healthier level of ERS at the moment. Goes a bit unstable through the second part of that chicane. But will have to try to defend. Is within DRS of the Haas driver, drifting practically through the second last corner, dipping a bit of tyre into the gravel. Zoroske is immensely close, just 2 tenths the gap. Tristan goes fastest as Asian goes fastest. And it's a DRS overtake side by side. Now it's an easy move. Jeroen concedes, but Asian Persuasion will also be going for the move. Jeroen has lost 2 places in 1 straight. That's the power of the DRS at Imola. As Alex's Beast is also just behind the McLaren. McLaren is fading very quickly. Starting from second, almost taking the lead in the first corner. Very unstable on traction at the moment. Not ideal at all around here. Going down into Aqua Minerale. Will have to try his best to stay within the DRS of Asian Persuasion, but he is losing out here at the moment. Almost a full second now behind the V-carb driver going across the 2 sausage curbs. But Alex is right behind the McLaren. Going down to the final 2 corners. The exit is paramount for the overtaking chance for the Ferrari. And it's a good one at that. We'll be opening up the DRS Jeroen Zarowski gets a fastest lap. Jeroen does have DRS to defend, but Alex is Beast will be using all of his energy. But Jeroen will cover off the inside line going into turn 1, and Jeroen will be able to maintain his 4th place at the moment. Is fading away slightly from the top 3. Balkenchilga gets a 3-second time penalty as Kendricks is fighting the Aston Martin driver, as well as Yasharhan, who had a 5-place grid penalty for this race, and will be going into staying into 13th place. Balkenchilga being the first driver to get a 3-second time penalty, as Yasharhan will be trying his best to get past the Aston Martin driver using the overtake, getting the no, it's side by side. No, it's actually the overtake as the Aston Martin driver will try his best to go through side by side for Alco Minerali, but nothing can do. Let's focus back up to 8 to 1st, 2nd and 3rd place. Zarowski is very close as Tristan getting a little bit wide through the second last corner, and it's the best chance as Asian goes a bit wide for the last corner. Zarowski will be able to get the move started right before the DRS line, and it's easy for the Aston Martin driver. Tristan has no DRS to fight back with, and the Aston Martin driver will be taking the lead of the race. Alex's Beast is just behind. Oh, as Altomsky has gone missing. Where is he? He's gone. He's spun through the first chicane, and that's not ideal for the Red Bull driver at all. As Balkenchilga has retired from the Grand Prix, has left the session entirely. Let's focus back up to 4th though, where Asian Persuasion is just right behind the Haas. Tristan already out of the DRS, losing traction and stable. Just not stable at all. And the V-Carb is waiting, hungry to get the overtake done on the Haas driver. Alex could get the double overtake, as Asian will get the DRS move done. Alex just behind will be looking to get the overtake done too. Tristan has lost 3 places, 1st to 4th, within 2 laps of the Grand Prix. And Alex's Beast will now be looking to try and get the move on the V-Carb. Altomsky has retired from the session in the pits, as Yasharhan gets a 3-second time penalty. Very easy to do around Imola, to be fair. As Strating also has a 3-second time penalty, I just noticed that. So, it's getting very, very close between these 2 drivers. Also, the battle between 11th and 12th, the 2 drivers that collided in qualifying, are also very, very close to each other now. But we'll shift back to 2nd place. Racing Uncle in the pits. Did just notice that. On the medium compound tyre. Must have pitted the last lap. As Anthony OK gets the move done on Kodamatic. Something's happened to Kodamatic. But we'll shift back, because there's a DRS overtaking opportunity. Asian is just not within the DRS at the moment. Will Alex go for the move, or will he hang back? He hangs back, not going for the move perhaps. Waiting. Vacant is right behind Jeroen, who qualified second, but is in 5th place, and it could be 6th, as Anthony OK loses out, and there's collisions in turn 1 between the Red Bull McLaren driver, and it loses both of them places. Strating and Yasharhan promoted up to 2 places because of that contact. Racing Uncle getting the fastest lap on brand new medium compound tyres. Alex will be trying to get the move done on the V-Carb this lap. And the V-Carb will be trying his hardest to get within the DRS range, but it's not enough. He crosses the detection line, just a tenth away from the Aston Martin driver. So, Alex just 3 tenths behind. Asian doesn't have the best exit through the final corner. And it will be the move done by the Ferrari driver. No, what happened to Vacant? Something has happened to Vacant. It's off the track, but meanwhile, the Ferrari driver gets the overtake done. Vacant is slow. What has happened to Vacant? He's in the gravel on the exit of the final corner. As Kodamatic goes into the pits, Tristan gets a 3-second time penalty. Around Imola, one of the contenders for this race. And something has happened within the meaning of 20 seconds, and I can't follow it all. Kodamatic into the pits on hard compound tires. Alex's beast is now within the DRS range of the Aston Martin driver. Alex, who qualified 5th, I believe, or 4th, or something like that, I can't remember, will now be hunting down for the lead. Has brilliant race pace from the Ferrari. As something has happened to Arapanda, he's gone. He spun on the second chicane. Not good for the Sauber driver at all. But we'll focus back on the battle for the lead. Within DRS range is Alex. Zoroske getting it slightly nervous because of that Ferrari driver is using a bit of overtake and hot lap to try to defend the Ferrari. And will Alex go for this overtake? Not this lap, but definitely will be seeking it for the next one. Let's go to 7th, where the Alpine driver of Kendricks will be looking to try and get a move on the Williams, and he's getting surprisingly close. Oh, and there's a battle at the back just slightly as Yashahan, I saw that, goes into the grass slightly to overtake Strating. These two collided in qualifying. So there's a slight bit of bad blood as there's a bit of gravel popping up as waiting thrown. No, there's a McLaren going off on the exit, and it's perilous for the McLaren driver. He's let 2 drivers through, Eric Too Fast For You and Kendricks. It's not a good race for what seemed to have good potential. For what qualifying position? Oh, the Williams going a little bit weird. But it's fine. Let's shift back to what second place could be. What could second place be? It could be the Aston Martin or the Ferrari again. But the Ferrari will be seeking, as Zoroske doesn't want this battle, goes straight into the pits for what is basically will be a 2-stop, I believe. Asian will be going through. Where will Zoroske come out? Will he come out in the pack? Within the Ferrari, the Alpine. Oh, and everyone comes into the pits. So that will be Eric Too Fast For You. Jeroen comes into the pits. Kendricks now in 4th. Had a brilliant podium last race. As Strating is fighting the Haas driver. Gets the move done on the Haas driver as well. Vacant in 9th. Zoroske comes out of the pits in 10th. Has decent amount of clean air. As well as Eric Too Fast For You. Eric Too Fast For You will be fighting the slow Alpine of waiting throne. He was on 9-lap old tyres. Racing Uncle, after pitting very early, goes into 14th. So, after a hectic couple of laps, Yashahan is still right behind Strating. But Strating now has the DRS aid of Kendricks. Both have a 3-second time penalty. And how will Alex and Asian respond to Zoroske pitting? Alex continues on. Asian continues on. What will Tristan do? Tristan will go into the pits as Strating gets another 3-second time penalty. That is 6 seconds for the VCARB driver. Kendricks promoted up to the podium places but hasn't pitted just yet. Strating and Yashahan on the hard compound tyres. Strating will be trying to get the move done on the Alpine driver, on Kendricks. Oh, as the Haas drifts through turn 1. Strating, now having the optimal tyres in this situation, goes into the podium places just behind his teammates. Eric Too Fast For You gets a 3-second time penalty in 11th. So, Starting 6 seconds, but in the podium places, but 6 seconds is a lot around here. He will have to do his best to try pull a gap from the cars behind. Alex continuing on with his medium compound tyres is on 95%. He's conserving his ERS immensely right now. But what will he do? Will he pit to cover the Aston Martin of Zarowski, who pitted just before Alex could overtake? Zarowski in clean air will be trying to get closer and get the overtake. Trying to stay in first place. Ugh, my mouth. As Alex's Beast gets a 3-second time penalty through the first corners. Asian is the only driver in the top 4 at the moment without a time penalty, as Kendricks will be going for the defensive move as the Haas driver gets past. Mark 10 on the hard compound tyres. Avni okay with the hard compound tyres. These drivers started the hard compound tyres. The 4 drivers who started the hard compound tyres are now all bunched together. We'll be trying to make this tyres last. Tyres last. There's nothing that Kendricks can really do. His tyres are 11 laps old on mediums. And is losing time fast out of the DRS range now, practically. Behind the Haas driver, Darwizzy gets a 3-second time penalty. Is he in the race? I didn't notice. No, Darwizzy is in the race. I thought he left the session. Never mind. Alright. Mark 10. Right behind the ailing Alpine. And Avni OK will try to follow suit. The Alpine stays out. Trying desperately to make this one stop work, but will be losing because we'll be losing time because of these overtaking cars. Mark 10 gets the move done. Avni OK stays behind for another lap. Oh, and there's a slide for the Alpine of Kendricks. Will be slightly compromised on exit, and Avni OK will be able to get the move done before the second chicane. Zarowski is now catching up quickly to the cars ahead, as Kodamatic is off into the gravel again. There's multiple trips for the Red Bull driver off the track. Right, focusing back up with Tristan, who did get a 3-second time penalty, but is catching up quickly to Vacant. Vacant's having a quiet race at the moment, apart from that a last corner spin, whatever that was, into the gravel. Vacant on 12 lap old mediums. Tristan wants to get this move done very quickly. Alex's Beast and Asian Persuasion are in the pits, putting on the hard compound tyres. Strating leads the race. Second place, Haas just behind. Mark 10 gets into the podium places. But Tristan is basically at the gearbox of the Williams as the Williams goes into the pits. Where will Alex come out? This is going to be important for the race. Behind Zarowski, who is very far ahead in the lead. Alex at one point, right behind the DRS range, but most importantly, Alex will be staying, hopefully, for the one stop. Zarowski is all but confirmed, if he can't make these hard compounds last, to be going for a 2-stop. Zarowski now being inhibited by Avni OK. Once is desperately trying to get the moves done. Kodamatic gets a 3-second time penalty as well as Darwizzy, I saw that. So, oh, as Avni OK goes off track. The pressure from the Aston Martin. Zarowski now has Mach 10 ahead on hard compound tyres. Old hard compound tyres. 13 laps old. Alex 5.8 seconds behind Avni OK. Tristan is just behind, but he's on the older hard compound tyres. Pitted around the same laps around Zarowski as with Zarowski. Let me just drink some water. Jeez. Jeez. Okay. So, Tristan and Alex both have 3-second time penalty, so this is for position. And we'll be able to try to get the move done. Codomatic right behind Eric, too fast for you. Not be able to get the move done this lap. Darwizzy coming to the pits. Let's focus back on Tristan, who's in second place. Darwizzy comes into the pits to retire from the session. So, this is the battle for what could be second place. The Haas of Tristan and Alex. Tristan is within DRS, going into the third sector split. And just again, Tristan starting on pole position, lost 2 free positions in 2 laps. Caution sector 1, that's Darwizzy. As Alex's Beast will get the move on an Avenue OK pretty simply. Tristan pretty far behind now. Jawoon. Oh, it's another trip into the grass for Codomatic. Not having a good race is the Red Bull driver. Jawoon doesn't have the DRS, but it's close enough as Avenue OK gets the as Avenue OK loses position to Alex. I thought Alex overtaken, but hey, Zaroske has now catched up fully to the Haas of Yashahan. Zaroske on fresh hard compound tyres compared to Yashahan's hards, who started as Jawoon gets another 3-second time penalty. Yashahan has started on these tyres, losing grip and time. As Tristan gets moved on Avenue OK. Avenue OK struggling heavily at the moment. Zaroske. This will be an easy move for position. It opens up the DRS. Yashahan doesn't fight this at all. But Zaroske will need to make up time if he wants to make this strategy work, because it seems like he's pushing heavily to make a 2-stop work. Alex's Beast probably focusing on the 1-stop. Asian Persuasion just behind Avenue OK now. As Jawoon Jamie will be going for a move on Codomatic. Side by side through the second chicane. Codomatic going into the curbs. Jawoon Jamie also the curbs, getting a little bit squirrely on the exit, but gets the move done importantly. And now Jawoon Jamie has got Eric too fast for you on 7-lap on mediums just ahead. And this is the closest battle on track at the moment. The McLaren driver, who started second, mind you, stuck in 11th. Going for Aqua Minerale, wants to get this move on the Williams as quickly as possible as Codomatic goes back into the gravel again. This is several trips into the gravel traps. Oh, Jawoon not happy with the car's rear end at all as Mach 10 finally goes into the pits. The first, as well as Yashahan, to pit off of these hard compound tyres. And it will be the mediums. As well as Avenue OK finally pits. But let's go back to Zaroske, who's right behind the lead at the moment of Strating. Strating staying out for another lap. Asian Persuasion also behind Tristan. Asian Persuasion could be a dark horse here for the podium places. Doesn't have a time penalty at all. And that lack of time penalties could be good enough to finish second. Racing Uncle getting the fastest lap by with a 16.6 on fresh hard compound tyres, I think. Yeah, 2 laps hold. Zoroske will be looking to get the move done as Strating continues despite the other 3 drivers behind on who started on hards pitting. Strating going into second place as Zoroske goes into first. Asian Persuasion will be looking to get the move done on Tristan. Asian gets it done pretty simply. And now has Alex's Beast ahead by 6 seconds. Jeroen Jamie will be looking to get another move into the first corner. Oh, it's contact! And the McLaren goes over the gravel trap. The Williams not leaving any room, closing the door on the outside. Puts Jeroen Jamie cutting the first corner. Tristan now within DRS range of Asian, and that's because Asian overtaken. But Kendricks now is behind Kodamatic, who is struggling around this circuit though. Kodamatic having several travels, getting a little bit on exit. Alpine having taken slight avoiding action to overtake at the sector 3 split and gets it done. And still isn't within DRS range of McLaren, who is overtaking Eric Too Fast For You before the main straight. Eric Too Fast For You lacking pace because of these medium compound tyres. And Kendricks wants to get the move done, but Eric also has DRS. Kendricks won't be able to get the move done. But Eric was supremely close to the McLaren. Kendricks not having a time penalty as well, so could get places because of that. Mach 10 is right behind Yashar Hanari. Both started on hards, now on mediums, pitted on the same lap. Mach 10 could get the move done here on the Haas. Let's go back to this battle for 7th, 8th and 9th and 10th as well. There's a train starting to form behind Jeroen Jamie. A train with 6 cars as Zoroske comes into the pits to pit onto the hard compound tyres again. And Strating finally going onto the medium compound tyres. As Alex's Beast takes first place off of Zoroske. Asian 6.5 seconds behind. As Eric Too Fast For You finally pits. Zoroske coming out in 4th place is 14 seconds behind Eric, the 21 pounder. Gets a 3-second time penalty. Zoroske, importantly, gets ahead of this DRS train, led by the McLaren of Jamie. So, has clean air to work with here. But this will now need to be a hunt, going as quickly as he can, because the cars ahead, specifically Asian and Alex, are either going to continue on the one stop or will be pitting. It's only a matter of time until we figure out which one it is. As Kendricks, on fresher tyres compared to the McLaren, is within DRS range, going over the sausage curbs. Kendricks pulling away from the DRS train, pursuing the McLaren heavily. The Alpine driver, qualified 14th I believe, but has made up places due to just pure strategy and overtaking. There's a yellow flag in Sector 1 as Aero Panda comes into the pits. Kodamatic gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Kendricks gets the move done on the McLaren. And now just has Zoroske ahead of him, who is 2.1 seconds ahead. Kodamatic in the pits. 10 seconds. Oh, as the McLaren goes wide. Zoroske already 11.7 seconds behind. Mind you, last lap it was only 13.9. It's gaining with very, very, very quick pace. Starting. Fights again with a Haas. I'll remind you for the 4th time, these two collided in qualifying with a 5-place grid penalty for both cars. So, how will this battle pan out? This is the closest battle on track at the moment. So, the Haas driver, not in DRS range in front. Starting on fresh medium compound tyres. 3 laps fresher compared to the Haas driver. Will be looking to get the move done. Opens up overtaking DRS. The Haas driver will not be fighting at all. Has no ERS to work with. As Strating gets the move done. The next car to go for is the McLaren. As Eric Too Fast For You gets the fastest lap on the hard compound tyres. Starting. Most likely the quickest car at the moment due to the freshest medium compound tyres. Oh, the McLaren just losing all rear through Akaminerali is slow, and Yashahan will be able to take advantage of that. Oh, there's contact. Yashahan rear-ending the McLaren. Jeroen getting 10-second time penalty because of that contact. Not ideal at all for the McLaren driver, who started second. Oh, but Strating is right behind. Yashahan right behind. These two, too wide through the chicane. Yashahan not having any ERS to work with. Coming out of the pits is waiting thrown, but Strating stays in 6th as Jeroen Jamie did come into the pit to serve a 10-second time penalty. One that was out of his control pretty much because of the Haas rear-ending him. Strating get a 3-second time penalty again for cutting corners. As Racing Uncle loses a position to Kodamatic from the start-finish straight. Oh dear. Hectic, mind you. And don't look away from the V-Carbon Haas, because the next goal for Strating is Kendricks. Kendricks, I'm imagining, won't fight this much at all due to Strating's 9 seconds, I believe, worth of penalties. Let's check. 12 seconds worth of penalties. So, Strating will try to get the move done. We'll be trying to move as far ahead as he can, but it's 12 seconds. 12 seconds is an age. That could drop him all the way down to the lower points places, like 9th and 10th at the moment. Kendricks leaving, starting. Mark 10 right behind the Haas of Yashahan. As Jeroen Jamie comes into the pits to retire from the session. What seemed to have potential falls apart. Mark 10 getting a little bit squirrely on the exit. Minerali. Racing Uncle. Oh, Kodamatic has gone off and has reset to track. Oh, what's happened? Eh? Jeroen, what? Eh? Something has happened. Oh no. Have I been kicked? Oh dear, I've been kicked. Oh no. Why? Why does this have to happen? No, the race isn't over. Oh no. You've got to be kidding me. Oh no. So, perilous moves here. I need an invite back. Me need invite. Invite. Look at this. It's thanks game. It was looking good as well. Me need invite back to the session. I need to add somebody on Steam. Who can I? Oh dear, this is not good. Not good at all. Sorry. This is not ideal in the slightest. Gonna try to hold the line to look for an invite, but everyone who is in the session at the moment is racing. There's no backup at the moment. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, dear. Oh dear. Not good. Not good at all. What's happened? We need to know. I need to know who the host is. The host is racing. It's starting, I believe. Ah dear, sorry guys. This is not what I wanted at all, but due to unforeseen circumstances, this is how it is at the moment. Ah dear. I don't know who. I need to ask somebody because I've left the session. There's nothing I can do right now. Oh dear. I wish I had somebody invited on Steam. Oh dear. Right. Okay. We're gonna pause this for a second. There will be a black screen, but yeah, it's not ideal in the slightest. And let me just do this. There we go. Right. Why does this have to happen? Oh, Asian has invited me, I think. Alright, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back for the final laps. This was not ideal, but we're back. Oh no. Oh dear. Okay, right. Sorry, there was like a 5-minute downtime, but we're back for the race. Oh dear. Right. So, we've missed a lot. I don't care. Alex's Beast is in first at the moment. Age Persuasion Racing Uncle has DNF'd, as well as Jeroen Jamie. Swarovski will be looking to hunt down, but it's just not enough for the Aston Martin driver. Maybe pitting early was not the best plan. Asian Persuasion looks to be finishing second, but Alex does have a time penalty. Let's check how many seconds. It is 3 seconds. Asian will need to get within 3 seconds of Alex to get the win. Now, Asian did lose a bit of time due to him inviting me, I assume, so thanks for that, Asian. But, nonetheless, this is the battle for the win. Asian has the same amount of tyre wear as Alex. And is actually gaining lap time. as Eric Too Fast For You is right behind Avni OK. Eric Too Fast For You on the 2-stop. Hitting mediums hards. He's in 11th place, but will be looking to try to get into 10th and pull away due to his 3 seconds, I assume, as well. 9 seconds, oh dear. But nonetheless, gets the move done on the McLaren driver. Oh dear. So, let's move up into 4th place. And it's a pretty quiet affair now. The field is practically spread out. Nothing much happening now for these final few laps. Asian losing time again. Has had a good race with no time penalties. Zoroske has no time penalties as well. But there aren't enough laps for the Aston Martin to catch the Racing Bulls. Starting 3rd. Probably will be finishing 3rd. As Kodamatic gets a 3-second time penalty again. And that is 16 seconds. But Alex, who started on the mediums, focused on the 1-stop, went long, will be crossing for the final time. Very soon. Is that drops of rain I see? It is drops of rain I see, but that won't impact this Ferrari driver, who will be looking to get it done. Oh, let's look at Vacant Haddock, who's right behind Mac 10. Both have no time penalties. It is raining. Vacant will be looking to try and get the move here on the Sauber, finishing from a kind of one-event race for this driver, because he did go off at one point into the gravel, practically perpendicular to the racetrack, but Vacant will open up the DRS. Mac 10 will do his hardest to defend, but there's nothing that Mac 10 can do at the final lap because Vacant has overtaken. And Vacant stays in 7th. Kendricks 6 seconds behind starting, and that will be enough to get into 5th. But nothing has touched Alex here today. For the final time, going through the final 2 corners, the Ferrari driver wins in Italy. The Italian curbs. And the Ferrari driver of Alex, who DNF last race, wins in Imola. Asian right behind, going for a brilliant second. Zoroske keeping where he qualified in 3rd. Tristan, who started on pole position but lost out immensely, finishes 4th. Starting with time penalties, finishing 5th. Hendricks probably being promoted to 5th, finishing 6th on track. Yes, Vacant's coming across the line in 7th, but promoted to 6th, as well as Mark 10 going up to 7th. And Yasharhan finishing 9th, as Eric Too Fast For You for the final points places crosses the line in 10th. Avni OK in 11th. Not being able, actually is able, because Eric Too Fast For You has time penalties, gets the final points places. Alex is beast, takes the win here at Imola from what was a missile impact at La Source in Belgium. The Jamaican, takes the win. So, after an eventful Imola Grand Prix, Alex wins in the Ferrari around a home track for the Scuderia. And Asian Persuasion finishes second, Zoroske third, Tristan, who started on pole, goes down into fourth, Kendricks, who started 13th, finishing fifth. It's an amazing race for the Alpine driver. Vacant coming 6th, Mach 10 7th, starting in 8th with 12 seconds worth of penalties. Yashar Hanari in 9th place, Avenue K finishing 10th. And that is your race for Group 2 here at LSR. Thank you for watching the stream, even if there was one small hiccup here and there.